Hello, America. Our former director of the FBI, Robert Luskin, his lawyer, Robert Chevrolet, and federal criminal code defendants of them in the tied part of a case, slash S. They have further crimes with Saudis and Saudis against Saudis and other nations involved, like with the Scalora family, recorded and confessed and demonstrated, involved with falsified police reports, and rolls interstates, like with Florida, with a Saudi family, one of the Saudi families that our police forms interbranch attached to falsified police reports. One of the good Saudis they use for crimes with the bad Saudis, with the World Trade Center attack, also with federal criminals on off the locations, like with also that were involved criminally with the kids that I went to school with growing up, pretending ones I didn't even have classes with that they were friends with the police chief's daughter and her extended family members, involved with all kinds of falsified police reports, human trafficking, sequence shifts, crimes with news, WFSB, Fox Connecticut News. These are also behavior crimes where they lie about people's behavior when they need to respond to what is actually recorded. And they're pretending not to understand while they're stack more things fake into databases. So we have databases of all levels originally and still involved with this organized crime method. No, so they have colleges and universities of all ages involved with this also vertical and horizontal, where they're kept criminally foreign influence because they're kept roles with sequence shift database crimes as kids on child campuses. Further involved with the principal sex offenders campus is Trinity College and is Central Connecticut State University with our intelligence community, further with World Trade Center attack crimes, and with the military. We have a Klovinskis family and his kids, apparently the kids of a Justin Klovinskis and his wife, recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with database crimes, child abuses, and with people associated with around the Samuel Dix house, involved with them with falsified police reports through time, with crimes with judges and prosecutors, with drugs and sexual circles, with identity thefts, frauds, and racketeering. Now, these are also people crimes with the Wethersfield police chief himself, not just his family members, like his daughter and his extended family members, foreign and domestic, with a Mazzucato family. Also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with criminal uses of their Mazzucato Deep Squad Bakery. I don't know if they still have that name of it, but Mazzucato Bakery and Modern Pastry also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with them with Wethersfield police chiefs, extended family members, and with Fred Guzet. Also further recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with racketeering with my town's police chief and other police, retired and standing, with uses of roads and routes, all the corners on Griswold Street, involved with them. There are houses on Meadowgate, I don't know the name of, 2, 3 houses down from, 3, 4 houses down from a Kerr family. I don't know if they still live there. But that house is also recorded involved with those houses in the religious spot next to it, and the religious spots next to the Kovinskis family. Also involved with next to Webb School and Webb School with a whole bunch of people tied to a Heather Hansen involved with sexual circles with Wethersfield police and with New Britain Superior Court with prosecutors, drug cliques, and crimes with child sex offenders. Now, these are disgusting things, and that's why they have those natures of crimes real fast. Actually recorded too. Uses of Facebook pages, interbranch and intercampuses with child sex offenders. So get them onto paper. They use their locations to fake recorded things, attach people, victims and their family members to fake recorded words. They're attaching innocent people to fake words and to fake locations because they need to hide their lie progressions by acting illusions, predicate acts, to respond for them. They also have wire crime methods, like with a Trantolo and Trantolo lying, making conspiracy theories against people, making overall allegations against people because they are crimes with allegations, where they prevent writing forged names, switch names of officers. Also, they call up fake complaints to police, and then they send someone to your house, involved with them with crime methods of forging names and switching names, making confessions about that. These are judges that charge people with harassment as sequence shift roles, as their roles with their courts already involved with sex crimes acts with kids. Before that, they were trying to hide female judges. We have female judges, female state's attorneys. We have victims advocates involved, uses used to force things not told on. Now, these are a whole bunch. Joe Aiello family also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated his sisters involved with him, with the police sexual circles, and with the interbranch sexual and drug circles, with on-off Trinity College. Also, as the people on-off Central Connecticut State University with predicate acts. Also, people involved with on-off Yukon criminally. A whole bunch brothers and family members and people tied to a Heather Hansen and to her neighbors, further involved with Church Street and Old Weathersfield, with judges and police forms and military, foreign and domestic, overt criminal enterprises, foreign and domestic, involved with racketeering all along that route, her road, and all the way from there on through towns into Central Connecticut State University. She has racketeering acts rolls with them, also on off libraries intercities. So respond for them, get them onto paper. That if you call up the news, as I put, and, it's interesting too. I put the news recorded. Those videos, they have them like in a thing where they show up and they says, oh, scheduled to appear, but the scheduling date is already passed. You see, these are Fox Connecticut News, WFSB, also on off their locations. They have agencies, and they have private racketeering with databases, and with the families that are tied to those stewards, kept needing to hide live progressions, kept needing to pretend titles mean what they don't, kept needing to pretend degrees mean what they don't. AM Joy with MSNBC. Please do what's right and respond to mandated law. And respond for someone trying to report crime acts with kids actually recorded. Facebook is recorded having been used by Congress to hide their crimes with this, also as World Trade Center attack crimes. The investigators of the World Trade Center attack have crime acts rolls inside the Ninth Circuit Court right next to the Trade Center right before the attack with Saudis and or with people tied to Saudis and CCSU and Trinity College and their family members, even the family members of victims that were affected, their sensibilities by their roles with sexual circles, willingly a part of them or not, like with a Joe DeMauro, with a Mike Kerr, recorded, confessed, and demonstrated racketeering with a whole bunch of people tied to a Keene family, a Dan Keene, his father and his brothers and family, which is right down the street from the state judicial branch offices. On off the state judicial branch offices, people, investigators associated with and foreign and domestic, overt criminal enterprises, military associated with a Fianza family, and with a black kid I don't know the name of, because they also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated involved with them with sequence shifts, racketeering with drugs, racketeering with preventing people from knowing the names of people who start fights with us on campus. And then you never see them again on campus. Like a kid, they used the name Bayrock, also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated, used through time as some of the evidence is preemptively of them kept needing to hide live progressions. The stewards that are forced to be the only ones that can work for Obama, the only ones that can work for President Trump. These are also people, Spada family, crimes with judges and with their family members, with their boyfriends. A whole bunch of them involved with my new and past neighbors, with a Phil Claw and with two Mendez police, with crimes with police equipment, with child sex offenders, with New Britain Superior Court, male and female judges, retired and standing, prosecutors, retired and standing, male and female, criminally involved. So what we need to do is get them onto paper, because they're using the crime methods, attaching me and others to fake conversations. They make confessions. They use that time to pretend we have responses that weren't there at all. I'm waiting for a piece of paper to respond to. They kept falsifying police reports, switching officers' names, They do all kinds of crime methods like that. So we have more World Trade Center crimes. We have them were recorded, confessed, and demonstrated with reports of what went down with Saudis with recent shootings. Now, these are also people with Saudis. I don't know the name of on and off West Farms Mall and West Hartford locations associated with with the Clarot family and involved with all these people. With like these two Mendez police, their extended family members, further crimes with forensics locations, also having been involved with them with the same overt criminal enterprises that recorded predicate acts rolls with, and the witness protection program stewards also recorded criminal uses of my area, and the criminal uses of the body dumping spot of Billy Grasso, also with the Fianza family as strangers that made confessions out of nowhere tied to that, and to this Dillon family, and their roles on and off the state judicial branch offices with predicate acts roles. Now, get them onto paper, into branch. Stop ignoring me. They also do this by forcing sustained crimes that they're juxtaposing. They're lying about our behavior behind our backs because they have to hide live aggressions. They've been involved with racketeering with databases, intercampuses of each age and nature connected through time. That's why it wasn't just sexual crimes, and that's why they have the women involved with it. They have the people who answer the phones being coached then and further with the principal sex offenders campus, as people further on the other campuses in town, as them further involved, intercities involved with colleges and universities, also worse than just interstates. We have people from Puerto Rico and from Mexico and from Italy involved with the Scalora family. Also, identity thefts with them. And they're also recorded, confessed, and demonstrated associated with this Cololo family, with this Phil Cololo, with forensics locations. Also, through time, involved with them criminally with a body dumping spot of Billy Grasso. Their crimes with the same overt criminal enterprises recorded. Also, Los Solitos with racketeering acts rolls with them, illusions with my area, also identity thefts with them. So what we need to do is have real news. What we need to do is have the news commentary demonstrated how it's involved with their criminally foreign influenced opinions and uses of them, which is involved with their database racketeering. They're preventing mandated law offensively. Now follow mandated law for Fox Connecticut News and for WFSB, also involved with racketeering uses of national, you know, court judges where they show us pretended justice. They are criminally incompetent of speaking for America originally and still. We're going to examine what they did with the North End of Hartford through administrations with these sick people and with the location of Fox Connecticut News. And if you don't want it to be so hard on you guys, then follow mandated law. Fix your fake news crime acts and let's go. Respond! Yes.